I know, I'm a little late. I said I was gonna do this a whole month ago, but hey, we is here now. So without further ado, let's get straight to the peak. Okay, so the scene starts off with Voldemort taking the Elder Wand from Dumbledore's grave. Pulling up to a grave to hit a lick is insane. Brody can't even rest in peace. He's got this ugly ass creature pulling up talking about some and Voldemort can already feel the power, starts feeling himself instantly, sending a blast into the sky. Had to let the whole world know that he just got a fresh cut, and hey, I ain't gonna lie, he's spinning though. But we then see Harry pouring one out for a real one, Dobby, my nigga. Greatest elf to touch the series. Brody was making the greatest clutch plays last movie. The clutch game is insane, but hey, I know that ain't my wife sitting right there. Hermione Granger, the pinnacle of the snow bunny. This was a lot of our first crush, but I'm ready to fight about anyone for this. And to this day, I put her in my top 5 without a doubt. My homeboy called me crazy, but she is very gorgeous to me. But moving on, Harry pulls her back to the crib to talk to the ugliest goblin I've ever seen, Grip Hook. And why is Brody sleeping like he's trying to conduct a business deal? Guys get their first job, start acting like they're above you. Brody, you was looking like these about 2 weeks ago. Stop it. But they explode to take them to Bellatrix's safe in the bank because they think another Horcrux may be in there. And bro gon' ask for the sword of Gryffindor in exchange. Brody about 2 feet tall, he's about to be swinging like these. He's really expecting an S rank reward for at best a B rank mission. He's lost the plot. He's completely lost the plot. But Harry accepts his deal regardless, just for within 5 seconds to be plotting to backdoor him with Hermione and Ron. Hey, I don't even blame him, can't trust anyone with eyebrows like these. So Hermione transforms into Bellatrix, Ron slaps on her fake beard and they hit the instant transmission next to the bank. And Hermione is already showing off her insanely bad acting skills, telling someone good morning. Got Brody over here tweaking, saying the real Bellatrix would have hit bro with a clothesline of doom for even saying hello. So he tells her to fix her act, and yeah, let's just say she does not do a good job acting straight out with Darman. She was talking like the Queen of England. Dog, that was not your line. But Harry hits bro with some mind control, the same type the snow bunnies be using, and peep the switch up. He had the police coming from behind talking about some he's reaching. But after seeing the one, he ain't want none of the smoke. Brody the happiest guy around. We got the giggle monster over here. But they get down into where the vaults are, and these guys got a whole dragon locked up here, and they just doing bro dusty. Ain't learned nothing from the How to Train Your Dragon movies. I would have befriended bro and created my own baddie pulling system. I know what kind of man you are. But they get into the vault, and damn, I ain't know Bellatrix had it like that. Everything in here is straight gold. She dressed like she ain't got no bread. Whole time it was all fake. She looked like these behind the camera. Voldemort don't even know about this. She's been using bro for straight free ease, just for her to be a monkey trying to get freaky with Mark Wahlberg. I feel your pain, brother. Harry eventually finds the Horcrux, but all the items in the room start to multiply, turning the whole room into a sea of gold. I don't know why they're scared. This would have been the come up of the century. But Harry grabs the Horcrux with the sword, tries to swim back through just to trip and then to land at the feet of the 50-year-old woman after 20 Botox surgeries. And he tells him to swing the sword and he can have the cutback, which Harry has no choice but to do. Brody got reverse backdoored. I'm crying. Brody was really plotting for days just to get hit with one of these. So he dips out without them. They tried to chase after him and the dragon took his opportunity the chance he could. Ain't waste no time. Did bro like Jogo did Nanami, turn bro into Two-Face. The police then pull up and start blasting instantly. Ain't even take a second to question anyone. They must have got their license in America. But Hermione says she's got a plan and jumps onto the back of the dragon. Man, I wouldn't be able to do this. These girls be asking for too much. Once heard one say a man has to spend a whole K on the first date. This was her living situation. Priorities all the way messed up. But the rest of the squad jump on the back. Hermione destroys the chain and the dragon starts climbing, reaching the ground floor. And Brody over here has zero sense of urgency. He's sitting there watching like this a movie in IMAX. Peep his face, ain't even confused or scared. This has to be the most blank face I've seen in a minute. Either he knows his time has come or him and the dragons are secret homies. He knew this day would come, so he made friends with the less popular kid to buy his protection. like straight 100 IQ plays. The dragon then comes out the building and takes a second to relish in his freedom. Ain't seen the sky since Duke Dennis and MOK were boys. But he then flies off and the squad have now escaped from hitting the worst bank heist of all time. Got pics of these niggas in straight 4K. They then jump off the battle bus into some random water, pick the worst spot, no loot, no hills, all they got is a random 12-year-old in the water trying to hit the method. What are you doing? Me? Just hanging around. And while they're in the water, Harry ends up seeing a bunch of visions. They get out and he says that you know who knows they're searching for the Horcruxes, and he's scared but mad. And the fact they call this man you know who just shows the amount of glaze he gets. The villains of this world were even geeking out after Brody was born for the second time. I know the CIA was doing the same thing after the birth of Lil RT. They won't even have to try anymore. But the true glaze is that they don't even call this man by his name. That's the level of fear they have of him. This how the celebs act about Diddy. Can't even say Brody's name. He finna spawn in behind you talking about some I'm feeling romantic. That boy Meek Mill don't even care. He held his hand up, said me first, brother ill. But Harry then says they need to go back to Hogwarts. Another one of the Horcruxes is there and it's in Ravenclaw. We then cut to Voldemort and his snake in a pool full of people, and Brody that just stole the sword 2 seconds ago has already been cooked. Ain't even have it for more than 4 effing minutes. I just know Brody was heated when he saw Voldemort pull up. The sword then disappears and the squad are now trying to sneak back into Hogwarts. Ain't got no type of stealth ability, got found within seconds and had to hit the dash. And some random calls him into his house to hide. They heard a deep voice telling them to come into who knows where. It ain't going, nah. It ain't gonna work. But they get into the crib and turns out it's Dumbledore's brother, Aberforth. He gets them something to eat and Harry tells them they need to get back into Hogwarts, and they go back and forth arguing about how trustworthy Dumbledore really was. He was talking like Dumbledore done stole his ball in the past, but he eventually lets them through, telling his sister in the painting to go and get someone to get them, and it's the GOAT, the most underrated character of all time, Neville Longbottom. Ignore the name, cause just wait for this man to evolve. This is one of them characters you gotta invest into, but be careful to pick the right underdog. You gonna end up with that fang over fang guy, straight cheeks. But he takes them through the tunnel to Hogwarts, shows them to the rest of the class, and the glaze was imminent. Started clapping like they just seen the president walk through the door. Gave bro a standing ovation for existing. Dog, where's mine? I'm gonna walk through the door, they gonna turn around looking like these, glaze me. But they then ask what the plan is, and he says he's looking for a Horcrux, but he has no clue what it looks like or where it is. Only clue they have is that it's in Ravenclaw. Glaze stopped immediately. Look at Brody's face, he can't believe he waited for Harry this long and this is his plan?
Is this nigga serious?
Una then says that the Horcrux could be the lost diadem of Ravenclaw, but before they can do anything, Jenny pulls up, saying that Snape knows that he's in the area and he's looking for him. He then calls an assembly with all the students, and I'm surprised they ain't start singing cabbages and greens. If you're from the UK, you'll know what I'm talking about. Straight banger. So he then tells the kids that if any of them have seen Harry or know where he is and don't tell him, they gonna get treated like a traitor. Brody ain't even offered them a milk chicken or anything. I know a couple of them would have stepped forward immediately and started chirping everything. But as he's speaking, Harry just gonna pull up himself with the rest of the squad and starts to expose bro, saying he was the one that killed Dumbledore and he was the one with the anime body pillow. You're weird, buddy. You're weird. And after hearing bro expose his darkest secrets, he immediately pulls out the pole just for the fine cougar to pull up to defend Harry. She lets off a blast and this was free eats for her. Don't put a switch on the wand, but he had no option but to run away. Got the whole school celebrating, but of course Harry has to make this all about himself, jumping to the floor. Brody does this every movie. The moment is never allowed not to be about him. He will physically spawn in just to take the moment. He's like that one elephant from Sing that the whole internet decided to hate for no reason. Brody just needs attention. But a bunch of people in the room start to scream, holding their ears like someone's playing KSI's music, and Voldemort starts to speak to the whole room, telling them to bring Harry to him and he will leave Hogwarts alone and they'll all be unharmed and they'll get rewarded with tickets to his next concert. A quarter of the school switched up on him within seconds, went from glazing to hating. What kind of backwards world is this? But Professor McGonagall tells the caretaker to take the whole house of Slytherin to the dungeon. They tried to backdoor bro for tickets to a rock concert with Voldemort. What kind of sense is that? Harry then tells the professor that he needs time, and she says she gon' secure the castle from Voldemort. And Ron and Hermione tell Harry that they gon' go back down to the Chamber of Secrets to use a fang from the snake to destroy the Horcrux they already have. We cut to the professors, and they done created a whole bunch of stone soldiers to fight and put up a force field around the school. They get straight cheeks. They got destroyed by Voldemort alone 5 minutes later. But we rewind, and Luna tells Harry to follow her to talk to the ghost of Helena Ravenclaw. The diadem is her mother's. And after a bunch of back and forth, she eventually tells them where it is, saying it's in the hidden room. Hermione and Ron then pull up to the Chamber of Secrets, and for some reason Ron has been studying Harry in his sleep, saying that he talks when he's sleeping, which is how we learn how to speak in the snake language. You don't find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious?
But they get inside, grab the tooth from the snake, and Hermione breaks the Horcrux, got both Voldemort and Harry tweaking. That boy looked like he just seen that 6'5" dreadhead approach his goal. Already knew it was over. Only thing he can do now is copy Sneeko and watch his ball get taken. It's an evil world we live in. But a bunch of water then starts to rise in the room. I'm thinking they about to get done like that one Kingsman movie, but it just splashes them. They got hit with a bucket from the water park. What type of attack is this? But the next scene just brings tears to my eyes. This should have been me. Man, younger me couldn't believe this. You gonna do this to me? I done already planned the wedding when I was about 12 years old. Had to throw away everything after seeing this. This was for real my first heartbreak. I even pulled up to school the next day trying to act all angry. But hey, they say when you change your perspective, that's when miracles happen. I've got the same name as Ron, so this is technically me in the scene. I'm getting distracted. We then cut back to the goat on the bridge, seeing a bunch of Voldemort's henchmen running right towards him, and 3 of them got absolutely disintegrated into nothing. Ain't even have a chance to escape, got turned into Damian Lillard's accolade, straight nothingness. And that boy Neville got straight to rage baiting at the highest degree. Only seen this level of rage baiting from the likes of Lex Luthor. Maybe it's time to put Neville in that conversation of greatest rage baiters. But all this rage bait goes downhill instantly after Voldemort destroys the barrier by himself in seconds. But the Elder One starts to break on him. It's practically the YN of the series. Don't listen to no one, especially no bitch ass nigga. And just peep Neville's face. The rage bait done backfired on him. Hit the dash within seconds, leaving him on the bridge. And the aim? Bro, their aim is genuinely disgusting. Missing from this distance, you need to have your license revoked. And while running, the goat already has a plan, lighting some bombs underneath the bridge, sending the whole thing crashing down, and the henchmen falling to their demise, with Neville just about making it to the other side. Straight goat activities. The war then starts. We got giants throwing straight haymakers, people flying around, and Unc over here trying to run for his life. I ain't see bro run like this since he heard the APGs were gonna be at the function. Brody turned into Ashton Hall. And the Order's over here cooking as well, so is Harry. Ginny then pulls up on him, and hey, I ain't gonna lie, would've stuck with Choate. Sensational. But Harry then runs into the hidden room. Hermione and Ron go in after, and Draco and his little minions follow them inside. Brody really has no life, just lives to hate on Harry from day one to this day. He's made it his mission to make it personal. I know him and Lex Luthor would get along. That's basically bro's whole purpose for living. But Hermione pulls up, hitting his wonder way, and peep the immediate switch up. Instantly hit the dash. Dog, just look at his face. Draco Malfoy has to be one of the biggest I've ever seen, and it's consistent throughout all the movies. It's just impossible for bro to stand on business. But they get into a tussle, causing the tiara to go flying up to the top of the mountain of junk, and runs over here trying to scare them away, talking about some "that's our girlfriend." Yes, ours. You can't see me in the back. Just for bro to come running back 5 seconds later after Harry's grabbed the Horcrux, telling them to run. This dumbass done used a fire spell in a room full of books. I don't know how someone could be this much of an idiot. Look at him, he can't even turn it off. Straight cheeks. So everyone hits the dash, the squad finds some brooms riding away, and why is the only black guy in the scene getting packed? You could have taken the guy who caused this, but no, you go take the only brother. You would be ashamed of yourselves. And the speed they moved on at is genuinely insane. They acted like that wasn't their homeboy of the past 5 years. Continue climbing, talking about some
we do not care.
But as the squad is dipping, Harry decides he wants to go back and save them. Ron is on the same type timing I'm on, cause I'm here to tell you right now, we do not care. But they pick them up in the V, riding out the hidden rim, and without a second to waste, Draco is already hitting the dash. Ain't even utter a single thank you. Would have hit bro with an Avada right there and then. But Harry then destroys the next Horcrux. Ron kicks it inside the rim and the door closes. Got both Voldemort and Harry tweaking yet again. Someone just tried to speak to him, got hit with the switch for no reason. I know everyone else shut their mouths real quick. They are not trying to end up like Brody over there. Harry then realizes that the snake is the last Horcrux, so he looks into Voldemort's head and sees him speaking to Draco's dad, and he tells him to find Snape and bring him to him. So the squad then run through the battlefield, cooking everyone in their way. Brody got cooked before he can even utter the spell, got sent flying back like these. And while on their way, they see Shorty that was all over Ron a couple movies ago being eaten by this ugly ass thing. Since when did they have vampires in this movie? Finna see Stefan and Damon walk through the doors at any minute. But they eventually make it to the place where Snape and Voldemort are at with the help of Dumbledore's brother. They see them talking and Voldemort's just insecure about his wand, saying that because Snape was the one that killed Dumbledore, it means that the reason the wand is breaking and not listening to him is because it belongs to Snape, not him. So he decides to murk him on the spot, splitting his throat and telling his Snape to finish the job. No, why you do that? That's my guy. She didn't have to do bro like that. Hit him with the fangs of doom about 5 times. You could hear bro hitting the wall every time the snake attacked. This was just sad. But she did not do a good job of finishing bro off, cause they leave, the squad pull up and bro is still breathing. She was out here hitting bro with straight 15 damage hits, cause dog, there's no way he's still alive. Snape then tells Harry to take his tears in a bottle and take them to the Pensieve and he'll see the truth. He then dies, RIP to a real one, but Voldemort starts to speak to all of them yet again, saying that he's retreated so they can mourn their dead, but tells Harry to pull up on him in the forest, and if he doesn't, he's gonna kill everything. Brody ain't even say everyone, everything. Squirrel's talking about some.
What do you say fuck me for?
Don't even worry, Superman got y'all. So Harry then pulls up to the infirmary room and sees all the casualties, including one of the goats, Fred Weasley and Remus and his wife. They just packing up all the goats and we don't even know he was the one that smoked them. Whole Weasley family would have spun the block immediately. No words would have been spoken, straight one-to-one action. Pause, bro. Oh my gosh, I gotta edit it out, man. But Harry then pulls up to the Pensieve, puts Snape's tears in it, sticks his head inside, and the truth is, Snape was just a sim. Shout out to the Sims. He was just madly in love with Lily, Harry's mom, and bro got his ball taken by the class clown. I will be mad too, I feel your pain, brother. All he had to do was look at her once, and that was splash. Brody ain't even have a chance with that cup.
Bro, that's fucked up what they be doing.
And when they grew up and the prophecy about Harry was made, Snape was still such a good guy and told Dumbledore to hide and protect all of them, even after being done like these. He a better man than most of y'all. I know a lot of you guys would have gave Voldemort the low instantly, but they got packed up anyway, so Snape decided to protect Harry from the shadow. Bro was really just a good guy, but the tough love was crazy. He was doing bro like these about every day. Had to get his get back for what Harry's dad did him somehow. But we also see that Dumbledore was the one that told Snape to kill him, so Voldemort would trust him completely. And we also find out that Harry's the last Horcrux. Not even Voldemort knows about this, and he must die as well, otherwise Voldemort's just gonna come back from within him. I'm crying, he's got a baby Voldemort inside him just waiting to be released. This like Naruto with Kurama, except he's a 6-foot bald guy with no nose. I'll be shook too, Harry. But he then pulls up on Ron and Hermione on the stairs, and the spatial awareness is at an all-time low. I don't know how they in here bro pull up from behind them. I guess mine is just high. I could tell who's coming up the stairs from the sound alone. Harry then tells them that he's going to Voldemort, explaining that he's a lost Horcrux, so he needs to die. He says his goodbyes and damn, ain't even show my boy Ron no love, ain't even give him some dab. He just mad he bagged the finest girl in the school. So he pulls up to the forest, kisses the golden snitch, it opens up and the resurrection stone is inside. The come up is insane. See, I don't remember if he was told to kiss the golden snitch in a previous movie or something, so to me this just looks like a whole load of plot armor. But just let me know in the comments if someone told him to kiss it when he was ready to die. Anyways, Harry then looks up to see his whole family standing before him. That boy Dudley talking about some where's my invite? Shut your lame ass up. But they basically reassure him that they gon' be with him every step of the way, all the way until Voldemort murks him. He pulls up on him and his crew and Voldemort may have hit the coldest line I done heard in a minute.
The boy who lived, come to die.
Sensational. I ain't gonna lie, he was in his bag. Been practicing that one in front of the mirror for a minute now. And with no other words needed to be said, he hits him with a I'm crying, he did bro like Sukuna did Jogo, send him to the afterlife to meet his friends. But Harry looks under the seat and what is that? We got an even more chopped version of Voldemort before GTA 6, I didn't even know it could get worse than this. But Dumbledore then pulls up, they go on a little walk and he tells them that the part of Voldemort that lived inside of him is now gone and Voldemort was the one to do it himself. Brody done self-sabotaged himself. This be Goal's #1 excuse after doing you like these. I finally felt bro, I can't, bro. But Dumbledore then leaves into the light and Voldemort wakes back up after lying on the floor like these for the past 5 minutes. Draco's mum then goes to check if Harry's dead and she already knows that Brody's alive. She asks if Draco's alive as well. But my boy Harry, looking like LeBron, had to fake the injury. Niggas really do anything not to play, limping off the court like these. But the second a baddie pulls up to the arena, they back to 100 HP. Dog. Harry then tells her that he's still alive and she covers for him, telling Voldemort that he has successfully killed Harry Potter. They done pulled up to the ops block to flex on them, had his own homeboy carrying in his body. The squad couldn't even slide for him, had the wizard King Von right in front of them. Yeah, you got it, gang. So they all start flexing in their faces. Brody got the whole squad laughing and Voldemort tells him whoever wants to join could come out now and whoever doesn't can die. That boy Draco switched up real quick. He ain't trying to be stuck with perfect Peter on his squad. But out of nowhere, Neville gonna start walking up as well. Got the whole squad thinking he about to do them like KD, join the super team at the last minute. But instead he says he's got something to say, and as he's giving his Captain Irwin speech, literally the same speech, he pulls out his Bankai and Harry jumps out with Hagrid's arms. Peep his face, he talking about some plot armor goes crazy. Brody ain't never seen something like this in his life. Bro got so mad he started spamming heavy attack after heavy attack. Got a 0% hit rate. Brody airballed every single one. And he gon' turn back to see part of his own squad hitting the dash. Even Draco and his family got out of there with speed. Peep his face, he know if Voldemort wins this, he's cooked. But Harry runs off and that boy Neville thought he was a bit too nice after that speech. I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man. Harry then pulls up on Voldemort inside the building and they start going band for band immediately. That boy Harry obviously ain't see Voldemort's new IG post. Got bro on the defensive instantly. He even go and hit an instant transmission behind him and start the clash with a snake pulling up from behind. And hey, you can't even lie, that boy Voldemort's got aura. Peep the way he's holding his wand and the walk down with his cloak flowing in the wind. He knows he's nice. But Harry flings the attack into the air, causing the whole ceiling to drop in between them. Tries to go for the snake, but that don't work. That boy Voldemort's on his ass, started hooking bro down throughout the whole school. He got straight grippers out while running. You know who is watching from a distance, licking his lips. He gonna make Voldemort his next victim. Hermione then pulls up to run the ones with the snake, but they is not fighting fair. Ron pulls up for the third party just to get hit with a feint, causing him to drop the fang. Meanwhile, Bellatrix is over here getting packed up within 2 seconds. I'm putting her on fraud watch right now. This supposed to be one of the greatest dark mages out there. She got smoked by a housewife. She has to be up there with the goats of fraud watch, such as Megami and Sasuke, cause this is a shocking performance. But we cut back to Harry and he's getting cooked. Brody got hit with a pimp slap. Me personally,
I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Got my boy on the floor trying to crawl away just to get grabbed by the neck, paused and thrown back down to the ground. He got straight to using his only available tactic, rage baiting, calling bro all types of names to hurt Voldemort's feelings. He then tells Tom that they gon' finish this the way they started, together, and you gay. I thought bro was gonna do something very questionable, but they jump off the building together, flying throughout the school, and I know Harry's in the worst possible position right now. Bro up in close with Voldemort. I know damn well he ain't brushed those teeth one time in his life. Harry smelling straight booty. I feel bad for him. But they crash through a bunch of buildings, eventually landing back down at the entrance of the school. They both call to grab their wands, stand up, and start one of the greatest clashes of all time. There are a lot of great clashes, Vegeta and Goku, and I couldn't think of anything else, but you get the point. This clash has to be up there somewhere. We then cut back to Ron and Hermione running away from the snake, and just as they're about to get turned into good eats, the goat pulls up with the sword of Gryffindor, slicing his head off. This is what you call real goatness. He, like the better version of Hawk, became tough and actually stayed tough. The fall off of Hawk was crazy, got whipped by Dimitri, and he was never the same afterwards. Voldemort then feels his lost Horcrux get destroyed, and please don't give me this close up again. They clash again, but it was already GG's. Harry instantly started pushing his beam back, and the Elder One just didn't want to listen to bro. Why did he lose his one like that? Peep his face. Damn, maybe I'm washed. Harry then catches the Elder Wand and Voldemort disintegrates into nothingness. And that is now ball game. And I ain't gonna lie, we gotta pull one out for a real one. Cause even though he was defeated, Voldemort was really one of the greatest villains out there. Had people shook to even say his name. That's the level of terror he had over these people. So even though he's a villain, I've gotta give my flowers to bro. Anyways, Harry then pulls up to the infirmary and no one is glazing him. Bro got a couple looks and a well done Harry. Bro, glaze me. He just took out the guy that's been striking fear into your hearts for the last however long. I know he was expecting at least a standing ovation. You got people in the back having full-blown conversations, not even acknowledging bro. They do not care. But the squad then go for a walk and Harry explains that the reason the Elder One didn't work for Bodhi was because it was never Snape's. It was Draco that disarmed Dumbledore, meaning that it was his at the time, until Harry disarmed Draco at his crib, meaning that it is now his. That boy Ron talking about some what we gon' do with it. Hermione thinking the same thing as me, cause dog, we? He talking that he's the one that owns the wand. Dog, this is all me. But Harry decides to break it and throw it away, and I won't even blame him. It could fall into the hands of a Pokemon viewer. He gon' use it for all the wrong reasons, just can't be trusted. And this is where we fast forward to 19 years later, as Harry's kids are going through the water station 9 3/4. Brody done turned into an Unk, and this is what Unk actually looks like. Guys on TikTok gon' say you an Unk at 18. Brother, what? And we also see Hermione and Ron's kids, but the name that Harry gives his own son is genuinely insane.
Albus Severus Potter.
These parents need to stop with the names. They just doing their own kids wrong at this point. Once met a girl called the United States of America. Bro, stop. But all the kids get on the train, we see all the other parents, and this is now the end of the movie. And hey, I ain't gonna lie, this was straight peak. And you guys already know who the MVP award is going to. The GOAT, Neville Longbottom. This man was dead as the GOAT throughout the whole movie. The clutch was insane. Just a boy from the hood of France to the GOAT. What a beautiful come up story. But let me know if you guys want to see the other Harry Potter movies, cause all of them are some straight heat. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the vid. All glory to God, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.